video this week.
Hey, make sure you run this back so we know it's real.
Have you ever heard of sensory deprivation? When you lose track of all of your senses and all that's left is just your mind to think. It's almost as if your entire body went away and you could just be alone with your thoughts. This is something that has always fascinated me and something I've always wanted to try. Also, something I've been very scared of. Not because it's very scary, but because it's so, not human. Being human is a connection of your mind and your body, right? I use my hands all day, every day, and my hands are kind of like the way I interact with the world. So if I didn't have my hands, what would I be? I don't know. Sidebar. A sidebar. I got a hat. Check out my new hat. Look, when in Austin, you know what I'm saying? Look, when in Austin, I need my hat. Oh, I'm going to dinner tonight, and you know I'm wearing my hat. I'm just gonna put it here so you guys can look at it. So my brother-in-law Jason goes to a float spa. It's that direction. Have I ever explained my sense of direction? I'm absolutely awful and incapable of remembering simple things that would probably help me get along in life, but instead, my brain remembers directions almost perfectly. I always, no matter what, can always tell you where north is. It's that way, by the way. If we drive somewhere, I can always get back, even if I'm in the passenger seat, even if I'm on my phone. My brain just remembers we turned left about here. I remember that store. We turned right there. It's so odd. Sorry that is a tangent I just went on. Jason told me about this float spa, and I finally felt like, man, it's been years that I've been thinking about this. I should just do it. I should just do it. So go on their website. They had like a $45 tester for your first one. I feel a little bad because I don't live here and I will not be doing a subscription. So I'm not really testing anything other than myself. Sorry, but I made it happen. So it's a Monday afternoon and I'm now gonna go to a float spa where I'm gonna float in the water with no lights on, no music, earplugs in for an hour. 60 minutes. I'm just gonna be there. Imagine not picking up your phone for 60 minutes. Okay, I don't know if I'm making this a video, but I'm about to go and do my first float where the sensory deprivation and then you float in the water thing. I am so nervous. I have a lot of expectations, which is I'm almost guaranteeing they're like, please don't have expectations. But I do, because I've been thinking about this for years. I think my nerves are because I'm hoping it's good for me. I'm hoping it helps. It brings me clarity. The only issue is I was about to walk in and someone in one of their cars driving by was listening to the baby, you roll my windows down and cruise. And I have the thing where if I hear a song, the song gets stuck in my head until I hear another song. So I'm gonna have to listen to a song right before I go in. Or maybe they'll let me listen to music while I'm in there. Because that's just almost ruined my day. If that was looping in my head, my whole float spa, I would be ruined. The whole thing would be done. All right, I'm going in. Okay, so I walk in and they sit me down in front of, first off, a giant pile of salt. Sorry, I didn't take a picture of it. And they make me watch a video. The video is about 15 minutes. It explains how to not drown, not die, not be scared. A bunch of other important stuff about while you're in there, about how to not move your body because we're trying to trick our brains. I thought that was really helpful. But the most interesting part of this room was these stacks of bags of salt. Because here's how this works. Inside this bath, that is the exact same temperature as the skin of your body. So when you're in the water, your skin doesn't feel a different temperature of water. You feel nothing. It's very weird. But they pour 1,500 pounds, a ton and a half of salt into the water. Literally as much salt to water ratio as possible without the salt sitting at the bottom. It's crazy. In the video, they had a guy just with a knife slicing open bag after bag of salt, dumping it in. Insane. So now it's finally time for me to go do the thing. Some lady walks me in, she shows me all the things. She's like, you're gonna take a shower first, you're gonna use shampoo and body wash. I felt weird because I don't use shampoo, but I use shampoo because they told me to. There goes my 6 month of no shampoo streak. Then I'm gonna get in the float spa. The lights are gonna be on for about 8 minutes and then they're gonna go off, same with the music, and then I'm gonna be in there for an hour. Okay, I'm in here. I have to do it naked. I didn't know that. That's great, look. I'm gonna take a shower before. They have earplugs for me. on the other side. I'm super nervous. I don't know what to expect, but at the same time, like I said, I have all these expectations because it's just such a weird thing. I felt like an alien. You know what my biggest expectation was? You know my intro when my little guy just floats away into outer space? That was the literal visual I went in with. That's what I expected to feel. So I get in. The lights go out. When you open your eyes, it is the same amount of darkness as when your eyes are closed. I have earplugs in and my head is leaned back under the water, so I can't hear anything there either. I can just hear my heartbeat and my breath. At first, it's a weird sensation, but I sensed I was holding tension in random parts of my body. So I started to focus on one body part at a time and try and release that. Started with my legs. I felt tension in my lower back. I focused on releasing it, raised my hips up, and then my legs went away. Then it was my arms. I had to find the right position, whether it was to the side, further out, facing up. And then I found it. And then my arms just floated away. So then it was just my chest and my head. And I realized my neck was under a bunch of pressure, so I grabbed the little neck pillow that you can bring in there with you, and that helped a ton. Took the pressure off my neck. Then I was able to release my chest muscle, and then I was just there. The silence was deafening. My ears were ringing a lot. My mind was going pretty slow, actually. My breath at times would raise and get faster, but then it really started to slow down. So slow, in fact. There were times during the thing where I would kind of snap out of it for a second and be like, am I breathing? Have I been forgetting to breathe? But as I just faded away, the sensory deprivation, the float, everything just clicked. And as if someone just hit a bass drum, my whole world went away and it was just black. I just felt like it was my brain. That was the only thing that was present with me, was my brain. Thoughts started to come across my mind one at a time at a good pace, which is really good for me because I have very real racing thoughts, and those are some things that I actually need to work on quite often to keep myself in check. So it was very nice the way these thoughts gently came across. It started with work, and then Jamie, my wife, and then my dog, Winston. Then it became a little more abstract. I thought about my childhood. I thought about playing sports. I thought about creativity as a kid. I thought about my insecurities as a kid. I thought about things I would do because I thought they would make me cool. Then I thought about my present self. I thought about identity. Who am I? I thought about what am I doing? What are my goals? Have I achieved my goals? Do I have any more goals? And then I thought about the future. I thought about being a dad. I thought about what I want to be when I grow up. Part 2, I guess, because I've already grown up a little bit, but part 2. And then I remember I said something out loud to kind of wake myself up for a second, because I really was in the thick of it. I really felt like it was just my brain floating around in a black void. I said out loud, where do I belong? One of the things I've been struggling most with on a personal level is, where do I belong? Currently, I live in Cleveland. I'm visiting family here in Austin. I have family in New Hampshire, family in Maryland, family in Indiana. I have family everywhere. I have friends everywhere. And I'm lucky that my job doesn't have a location. My job is wherever I want it to be. So the thought is, there's nothing pulling me anywhere. So where do I belong? I need to make that decision, not because some other external force is going to help me make that decision. I need to make it for me. And then I thought about my wife, Jamie, and how happy our life is together, how amazing of a partner she is to me, and how I could be a better partner to her. And then I thought about probably a million other things. Time seemed to pass faster than I've ever felt it pass, and at the same time, slower than I've ever experienced. Thoughts would go across my mind so slowly, yet I could think about anything that I wanted. I'm glad I didn't go in with a focus. I'm glad I didn't go in with a sentence in my head. I'm trying to figure out blank. Because if I did that, I would have felt pressure to keep coming back to a certain thought, as opposed to just letting my mind wander. I highly encourage anyone who's going to do this, just let your mind wander. That's the magic that's happening. And then the best part, probably not supposed to be the best part, but the most magical part was the music came on very, very soft at first. And for probably 30 seconds, the music slowly got louder. An interesting thing that I found in my float position was I fully experienced it when my eyes were open, not when they were closed. When my eyes were open, it was almost like I was fully awake and alive in this moment. It was very strange. So after the music was coming in and the lights came on very gently, my eyes were completely out of focus. You have no depth perception when it is so dark you can't see your hand right here in front of your face. But the blue light consumed my eyes. And it was almost as if I was seeing through a kaleidoscope of these colors, the blue to purple to red to yellow to green, back to blue, very gently. And I didn't try and focus my eyes. I just let this happen because I'd never seen anything like this, and it was almost like being born out of this crazy experience I had just had. But slowly my eyes came to. I woke up. I felt amazing. It was one of the coolest experiences of my life. One of the last things I remember was, it was so floaty. Floaty, is that the right word? Floaty? I could just float however I wanted to. And I remember I was laying all the way back, but I picked my head up. And even with my head up, where your butt would normally sink all the way to the floor, I could float. So I'm just like looking around, just floating away. It was crazy. I get out, I keep the earplugs in, and I jump in the shower to get the salt off. When you have earplugs in the shower, when the water hits your head, it like makes this sound on your skull that is unexplainable. That was amazing. And I went to the debrief room, which just had this warm light and this beautiful table and tea, and I laid on my side like this for probably half an hour, just thinking about everything that had happened. It was almost like time didn't pass while I was in there. I didn't miss anything. Nothing was stressful. There was no regrets. But at the same time, it was the fastest hour of my life. I couldn't remember being in there for a prolonged amount of time. I couldn't remember the sensation of floating. You can only just experience it then. It was really beautiful. I came home to talk to the family and just told them what I told you and about how much I loved it. It was great, and I can't wait to do it again. Luckily, there's the same brand. There's one in Cleveland, so I'm probably gonna try and go. It's called True Rest. I would recommend it. It was very much like a spa. Like, even though I felt like I was going to something that was different than a spa, they treated it like a spa. I loved that. They talked quiet, and it was just a cozy environment. What an experience, and I highly recommend you do it too. The only thing I can tell you is that there's nothing like it. There's just nothing like that. And that's all that needs to be said. That's awesome. Let me know down in the comments if you've done one before, or if you're gonna do one after you've seen this video. I really appreciate everyone for watching and subscribing. Reminder, come December, I'm taking the month of December off, and I'll see you back in January, but I think we have one or two more videos before that. So, be around. All right, thanks everyone for watching. Finish that heart, follow your dreams, and I'll see you in a video next Wednesday. Bye.